What's going on? Oh man, it's Myron Magnus. How you doing this beautiful Sunday? I know you guys watched the fight last night. What's poppin'? It was a pretty good fight. Of course, Terence Crawford against shit. I've just woken up. My bad. Jose Benavidez. That's the name. But it was a great fight. Terence Crawford, Jose Benavidez. Terence Crawford showed how slick he was. His wonderful strategy, how composed he is, his technique, everything. I mean, great combinations from low and high. He put in the good work, stopped him in the 12th. Congratulations to you, Terence Crawford. Hey, man, don't get any better than that. Now, today I wake up, or should I say late last night, I see a lot of YouTubers are disappointed that Terence Crawford ain't call out Earl Spence's name. And I don't know when this was creating this new desire to have a boxer scream out another boxer's name every time at the end of his fight. You know what I mean? To take the glory and the shine off of him and just put on another fighter. I don't think it's necessary. And I do believe Bob Arum has called out Spence enough, okay, in the last couple of months. And Bob Arum is Terence Crawford's promoter, Bud Crawford. But these guys wants Earl Spence to have a fight so bad. And he's the boogeyman, and everybody's ducking him, so to speak. So I went through the PBC, the entire list of the somewhat, 155 fighters that have on there. And I've listed almost all the welterweights I found, okay? That's either fought for the PBC at one point or still is on the PBC. So, and I've picked out a couple of fighters, okay, that I think y'all need to go ahead and, that Spence need to go ahead and fight. I mean, he ain't done shit. He ain't fighting nobody, okay? What is he doing? Just waiting for the guys up top to go ahead and, you know what I mean, give him a fight whenever? I think, personally, since Al Heyman is the advisors to all of them, that he's not pushing these fights himself for a reason. I believe Al Heyman is trying to hold on to many belts as possible, okay? And trying to keep as many fighters with exceptional records as possible. So he's not trying to let his best fighters beat up all on everybody. You feel what I'm beat up all on each other. You feel what I'm saying? I think it's Al Heyman and that investors that's behind this. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really think it's the fighters, honestly, because let me run down the welterweight division. Okay, 31-year-old Devin Alexander, 27-5, 1 draw. Okay, 14 KOs. And I notice a trend here. Of course, they push the fighters with the highest knockout percentage, of course, and either no one loss or no loss, which they prefer, is who they really pushing the most, of course. They try to keep the spotlight on. Okay, you have Andre Berto, 32-5, 24 KOs. Everybody don't want to see no Spence Jr. and Berto fight, but hey, there's one person you could fight, Spence. I looked up your list of everybody you fought, okay? And there's a lot of guys on there that are in the PBC. There are a few guys that are in the PBC, though, so you can go ahead and make that work happen. I don't see what's holding you back. I see that you have Kevin Bizier. He's 34 years old, 25-3, 17 KOs, welterweight in the PBC. 29-year-old Eric Bone. He's 20-6, 8 KOs. You probably don't want that. I'm sure he's just one of those guys in the in the PBC stock of fighters that help build the fighters up and coming, like future superstar prospects up. You have Fort Leonard Bundu, I saw on your record, and he's 43 years old, but he was 32-2 with 12 KOs. 32-2-2. 2 losses, 2 draws with 12 KOs. Not the greatest record in the world, not a bad record, but only 12 KOs, so I don't think he was much of a threat to you, Mr. Earl Spence, and probably that's why they set him up against you, okay? Earl Spence right there. Now, also, you had Luis Collazo. He's 37 years old, 38 wins, 7 losses, 20 KOs. Earl Spence Jr. can fight him in the PBC. Miguel Cruz, 28 welterweights, all welterweights. 28 wins, 28 years old, 17-1. 17 wins, 1 loss, 11 KOs. Earl Spence can fight him. 34-year-old Joseph Illegal. 16-2, 11 KOs. Earl Spence can fight him. Or Earl Spence can fight 28-year-old Omar Figueroa Jr. Okay? Not a bad record at all. He has 27 wins, only 1 draw. 27 wins, no loss, 1 draw, 19 KOs. And he's in the PBC, so arguably his record is just as good, if not better, than Earl Spence. So why ain't Earl Spence fighting this guy? Of course, then come Danny Garcia, 32-2, 20 KOs, but he don't have a belt no more. Ivan Golub, he's 15-1, okay, 12 KOs. You got David Grayton, the 31-year-old David Grayton, 15-2 losses, 1 draw, 11 KOs. Robert Guerrero, okay, he's still 35, but he's 33, 6 loss, 1 draw. Hey, you could do that. Turn the page, baby. Okay, then you got a name by Jamal James. Jamal James, okay? He's 24-1 with 11 KOs. He's only 30 years old. You could put Spence Jr. against him. Amir Khan, 32-4, 20 KOs. He's only 31. Josecito Lopez, 34 years old, 36-7, 19 KOs. You could do that. A list of them. Who is Wale Omatoso? Wale Omatoso. He's only 33 years old. He's 27 wins, 3 losses, 21 KOs. So he got a high KO rate percentage with the wins he has. Puts Earl Spence Jr. against him. Or I come to see them when I look down the list. Still Victor Ortiz. Man, he's only Victor Ortiz is still only 31. He's 32-6, 25 KOs. Why ain't Earl Spence Jr. trying to fight him? Okay, get a fight with that guy, Victor Ortiz, and Victor Ortiz has fought quite a bit of talent. Victor Ortiz fought Mayweather. That's a good name on your resume, okay? Victor Ortiz. Won't you look out for him, bro? That's a name known. Okay, you fought Lamar Peterson. My boy mentally isn't all there, you know, being homeless many years, emotional things going on. Sean Porter, of course, 30 years old, 29-2. Why ain't Al Haymon making that fight? Maybe Al Haymon don't want to make that fight yet, okay? I want to keep you guys. So the thing is, Al Haymon got 3 fighters that all have belts, the welterweights. Al Haymon got PBC, Al Haymon, PBC. Let me not say Al Haymon because he's just their advisor. Al Haymon, you got the IBF belt, PBC. Sean Porter, WBC belt. Of course, Keith Thurman, WBA belt. So Al Haymon has all the belts in the PBC. Should I say the PBC has all the belts for the welterweight. Okay? I believe they can make these fights if they wanted to. We all know this. Okay? I don't believe it is Porter or Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman maybe still, yeah, he came out and said it because of his injury. But I don't think it's Porter that's holding him back. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's a problem at all. Okay? You got Jesse Vargas as well, 28-2, 10 KOs. That's a safe fight for you, Earl Spence Jr. And it's a name. But y'all going to pick you guys. Y'all going to pick you guys, okay? but he's only 23-3, 11 KOs. Okay? So you're picking a guy to fight with little amount of KOs because he's not that big of a threat of hurting the guy. But I suggest Earl Spence Jr. go ahead and go after maybe Josecito Lopez, who's 36-7, 19 KOs. That's a threat with some power. Wale Omatoso, okay, 27-3 losses. That's it. He's only 33 years old, 21 KOs. Good KO percentage. Or Victor Ortiz. That's a good name to put on your resume, Earl Spence Jr. So you can go ahead and fight him. He's in the PBC too. That should be easy to make. He don't have a belt. Should be easier to make. 32-6, 3 draws, 25 KOs. Get your ass in the ring with him, Earl Spence Jr. I like to see that fight, okay? And I like to see Victor Ortiz go ahead and get back in there. He's supposedly only 31 years old, so he's still young. Come on. But 32-6-3, that's over 40 fights. He got a lot of experience. That could be a dangerous fight for Earl Spence Jr. So why don't we make that fight? Victor Ortiz against Earl Spence Jr. I want to see that fight for sure, okay? Or maybe a Jamal James. He's only 24-1, only 1 loss. He only got 11 KOs, okay? Now, if that's a problem, go ahead and step up to 154, buddy, okay? 28-year-old, go ahead and fight your boy Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo, my fault. But only 15 KOs. Maybe that's why the PBC ain't pushing him as hard as they're pushing the other brother, Jamal, who has a higher knockout percentage rate, okay? He's 31-0, 15 KOs, okay, at 154, though. But Spence moving up there, you know what I mean, that's going to be a good difference there. You can go ahead and do that because he's fighting at a heavier weight than Spence, okay? So go ahead, why don't you go ahead and make that fight between Spence and Jamal Charlo? What are y'all trying to protect why y'all trying to protect the PBC fighters from each other? You don't need to do that. Go ahead and make that fucking fight happen. Also, another thing. Let's jump to the heavyweights, okay? I noticed in the heavyweight division, Dominic Breazeale is a PBC fighter, okay? Why ain't you go ahead and make 19-1, 17 KOs? Why ain't y'all made that fight yet with Deontay Wilder, okay? You made the Chris Arreola fight, 37 years old. You know what I mean? 32-5. Probably, you know, body banged up. You made that fight with Deontay Wilder. Why ain't you done that? You got Adam Kalinowski. Oh, yeah, 18-0, 14 KOs. It probably won't look good. I see Artur Spilka was in the PBC. You weren't trying to protect him. Luis Ortiz in the PBC. Maybe that's why y'all want to push him up as, you know, different boxing communities want to make Ortiz like he's the number 3, you know, or one of the baddest freaking heavyweights out there. Maybe because he's in the PBC too. But you also got this guy called Oscar Rivas, 31. 31-year-old Oscar Rivas, 24-0, 17 KOs. You know what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder can fight Oscar Rivas, and you can fight Dominic Breazeale in your within the PBC. That should be easy to make. You know what I mean? Should be easy to make. You could have fought Dominic Breazeale and Oscar Rivas before you even fought Tyson Fury. You don't have to bring Tyson Fury out of freaking retirement or looking to fight him. You got 2 fighters right here. They got really good records. Dominic Breazeale's ranked in the top 10, right? Is Oscar Rivas ranked in the top 10? I don't know. I got to look that up. 31-year-old Oscar Rivas. Big motherfucker, 240. Y'all might be ducking him within the PBC, ain't y'all? Perhaps. He's 24-0, 17 KOs. He's about 230, 240. 31-year-old. Won't you fight that dude? You know what I mean? I like to see that fight. But yeah, back to Earl Spence. It's a lot of cats you could fight, bro. You know what I mean? You got some people you could fight in here. You know what I mean? You got names up in here. Go ahead and fight Luis Collazo if you haven't fought him yet. I don't think you have. 38-7, 20 KOs. He's 37, but oh well. You fight Bundu, he was 43. That's a good fight. Okay? So all I'm saying is, again, Kevin Bizier, 34-year-old, but he's 25-3, 17 KOs. You know what I mean? He'll be a good head, do that. You don't have to fight Birdo. You got other options here. You know what I mean? You got other options here for Earl Spence Jr. Okay? So why don't y'all go ahead and make these fights? You can do Robert Guerrero, 35. Robert Guerrero, 36-1. Again, you can go ahead and fight Jamal Jones, 24-1. His record's close to yours. 11 KOs. He's only 30 years old. Josecito Lopez, again, 34-year-old, 36-7, 19 KOs. He's in the PBC. These are all PBC fighters that Errol Spence Jr. could fight in his own stable, okay? Wally Omatoso, 33, 27-3, 21 KOs. Fight him, Errol Spence Jr. Again, 31-year-old Victor Ortiz is in the PBC. 32-6-3, 25 KOs. Make that fight, Errol Spence Jr. You got a whole bunch of fights that you can, fight that you can get some good names on your resume without trying to worry about the champions, because Al Heyman and I guess the other advisors and managers and investors in the PBC ain't trying to put you with them guys yet, okay? They don't want to. They want to keep their records up as good as so y'all guys won't fight and beat up each other and deplete your star power within the PBC. That is the game I see was being played right now, okay? That's what I'm seeing being played. But that was just a quick. I got a whole bunch of names. I also looked up all the names in the PBC 140 that motherfuckers can fight. 154, you know what I'm saying? That cats can fight. You know what I mean? They're talking about Charlos. Let's step to the Charlos. Okay, they're talking about Charlo. You want to go ahead and fight Canelo. Charlo, I don't even think you're going to fuck with Canelo. Neither one of the Charlos can fuck with Canelo. But you can fight Erislandy Lara, who I believe Canelo lost to. I believe Canelo Alvarez lost to Erislandy Lara. Why don't you go ahead and fight him, Jamal? You might not look too good in that fight, maybe, huh? Okay. Also, guys within the PBC, because the guys PBC all the time, they calling out all these other guys. You got Jared Hurd, DMV brother, 22-0, 15 KOs. Okay, so the KO percentage is kept up a little bit. Go ahead and fight Jared Hurd. Make that fight if y'all haven't made that yet. But I don't think y'all want to fight Erislandy Lara. That might not be a good look. Who is this guy, Tony Harrison? 28-year-old Tony Harrison is 27-2 with 21 KOs. So he got some pack in his punch. You know what I'm saying? But his punch, but then his PBC was 155 fighters. You got a lot of fighters in this stable that can fight each other. You don't need to be crying for, Crawford to be calling you out, Errol Spence. You got a lot of motherfucking fighters in here that you can fight. You know what I'm saying? That got, some nice KOs along in their records too. So why don't you go ahead and do that? That's all I wanted to say. This is Myron Magnus. Boxing Logic, Pure Pugilist. One love.